Guys, welcome to a video on Nvidia and Tesla. This video I'm going to go over both of them for you guys. The reason why I'm going over both of them is because I am seeing strength in both of these names out of the whole watch list, and I believe these both will have a good run into the end of the year and potentially into the New Year's, past New Year's. So first off is I want to go over Nvidia first, explain to you guys what's going on here, what happened with the setup right here, what I think will happen, what to do now, and all that. So first off is Nvidia had a pretty solid pullback or consolidation, I would say, for the last couple of months since around very early October, and it's been seeing a rotation slash breather over the last year and last couple of years of breaking out. With that being said, the last week of the year, we're seeing a nice move in Nvidia so far. First off is the weekly chart right here. I'm going to go over that with you guys. It looks like we have a nice bull flag here. If you look at the bigger picture, a nice breakout in a multi-week slash month bull flag. Last week's candle we closed as a dragonfly doji, which is a bullish candlestick pattern. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a type of doji candle. It looks like a dragonfly. Typically when you see something like that, that gives you a bullish signal. That's what we got on Friday or last week, and that is when I bought my calls. Another good reason why I bought my calls is because we have been back testing slash sitting on this 130 support for the last couple of months as a prior resistance slash demand zone. So this right here, this area right here where Nvidia topped out in this setup right here was a 130 resistance. We back tested that as a prior support slash demand zone. We came back again at 130. We came back again at 130. Bounced off, and we came back over here again at 130. But this time at this 130 area, we have the SMA 100 which, as support as well. So this is a good multi-confluence support for bulls right here. So this is a demand zone. 130 used to be resistance, and the demand zone acting as support, and as well as the 100 SMA. And another thing is the dragonfly doji. So there is multiple confluences of bullish reversal slash support at this 130 that made me get into my January calls, which I have right here. January 17th, 145s. I will tell you guys why I got those. Currently, we're not seeing enough action in Nvidia to pick up, in my opinion, to pick up the early expirations or the farther out. Right now, I would say the monthlies, which are the gray ones, and the weeklies, which are the yellow ones. It just really depends on your setup and your time frame. So, but this whole setup right here on Nvidia and how far out my targets are, January 17th is the best expiration. Now, when it comes to your strike, it really doesn't matter. It just depends on how far the current price is and how far the target is. So, for example, my target is 150. Nvidia is 135 currently. Okay, I'm going to go with 145, or I can go with 146, 148, or even 150. You just got to be careful with going too far out of the money. Once you go too far out of the money, that is when your premiums decay faster and your theta is higher. So the more in the money or the more at the money you are, the closer your strike is to the current price, the safer you are. 145 was a perfect pick for me. Nvidia was around 135 at the time, only $10 out of the money. And I did pick it up at 305. So currently I am up very nicely on them. Very, very nice open interest. and volume on the option chain for Nvidia calls. We got 150,000 volume, 128,000 open interest, 21,000 volume, and 110. Very good call activity right now on Nvidia. Now, right here, what's going on is we are seeing a nice start to Nvidia to the 50 SMA, which is the first resistance that we are currently running into. So, for example, this resistance right here is a good idea to take profits on your short-term calls. So, for example, if you have this week, or if you have January 3rd, or maybe January 10th, here is a good idea to take profits because of the 50 SMA, which could be resistance for the next couple of days, which can hurt the premiums on the shorter term expirations. If I had the January 17th with 25 days after expiration, I'm fine with holding it and trusting the move to break in that 140 resistance and pushing higher. Unless you're trying to base hit and stay consistent, go ahead and take profits on your January 17th. But for me, this is my plan. This is my opinion. This is my way of trading. I'm going to hold it since I have a lot of time. 28 days of expiration. I'm going to hold it from my upper targets. So my upper targets will be 140, and then this little resistance right here, 145 to 148, and then 157. So the reason why I have the 148 to 150, or 145 to 148 resistance is because there is not really a exact level of resistance that we have currently on Nvidia. So you want to give yourself a range. For example, let's start off with 145 right here, or 145.50, and go like this. You can give yourself a nice range of where you can take your profits. As soon as we enter the yellow zone, take profits, scale out as we go higher. If we fail to get into that zone, we see red candles, take profits, and go into the next play. Bigger picture wise, Nvidia looks like it's a very nice start based on the weekly Dragonfly Doji. Weekly is a bigger picture. So this is signaling a reversal for a multi-point move on Nvidia. So I am expecting at least a 10 to 15 plus point move on Nvidia. So when I got the calls, it was around 130, 135 or 133, I can't remember. But from there, 135, for example, 10 to 15 points will be around 145 to 150 target, which is going to be around this all-time high range right here. So 149 and then 154.80 will be my targets on Nvidia. There is potential we can see 165 early next year, but we'll talk about that after this week's candle. That is my Nvidia chart. Next up is Tesla. I'm going to make this pretty simple for you guys. There is nothing very difficult about this chart. We have a beautiful uptrend, a nice sharp pullback, looking like a very nice bull flag already. The demand zone between 421 and 387. Unfortunately, it is pretty wide. It is around $40-$45 of a range on Tesla demand zone. Depending on how low we get and what type of reversal candle we get inside this range, that is where I will go heavy on Tesla calls. But for right now, as long as we're doing candles like this in the very top of the zone, I'm going to go light and trade off it. So for today, we have touched that 421 inside demand zone again, which is bullish. You can see how we had a beautiful drop early this morning. early this morning right into the demand zone, and the 15 minutes closed right on the 421.60 support, which is what I have on my chart. And after that, it went from 415 all the way to 434, so around $19 move on Nvidia. Now on the daily again, which is what I'm focusing on, I'm going to pay attention to my candlestick patterns. So this right here again is a dragonfly doji, but it is a red candle. It does matter and it doesn't matter. It depends on what type of trend you are in the market overall. Right now we're in a bullish trend on a pullback, on a short-term pullback. So this is a bullish pattern candlestick right now for Tesla. This is a possible sign of reversal. So tomorrow it has to close green in order to confirm that reversal. And once we do that, that is the sign to enter calls on Tesla for the next week or two. Again, Tesla is a risky stock, so I wouldn't try to hold on to your options too long once you see nice profits on the move or on the reversal. So take profits when you're happy or when you're satisfied. Targets will be around the 450s to 460. That is my plan on Tesla. It's very choppy and also very high IV, high implied volatility on this move. Unfortunately, that is the case because of the end of year move. So we have a lot of things going on. One thing to keep in mind is charts are very important. For me, I typically use charts and then use fundamentals in the background in case of stuff like Fed reports or Powell speaking. But in this case, we have the elections coming up and the New Year's tax loss harvesting, which is pretty much currently going on right now. So expect some very high premium or very, very high implied volatility to be crushing your premium. So any move that you see up or down, please take your profits as soon as you are satisfied. Do not be greedy, because once that comes, and the opposite move happens after that up or down move, it will crush your premium pretty quickly because of the high implied volatility that we are seeing right now in the markets. So that's that. Tesla and Nvidia TA for you guys. That is pretty much all I'm focusing on right now, mainly. I do have a couple others that I'm looking at across the watch list. But I hope you guys enjoyed my video on both of these names. If you guys have any opinions or suggestions or feedback or questions, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys next video. Thank you for watching.